The famous dispute den. Neutral ground where kings from different worlds can meet safely. You're Baldwin IV, the young king who held Jerusalem when everyone said it was impossible. I can see the intelligence behind that mask you wear. We both know what it's like to rule before we were ready.
Paul Dib, the Duke's son who became Emperor of 1,000 worlds. Your eyes show the spice change, blue within blue, seeing paths through time itself. Strange how destiny finds us when we're still children. I was 13 when the crown fell to me. How old were you when you first saw the future?
15 when I took the water of life and survived what should have killed me. The visions came all at once. Billions of possible futures spreading out like a web. I saw my father's death before it happened but couldn't prevent it. Your disease came gradually, giving you time to adapt. Which is worse, sudden revelation or slow degradation?
Gradual decline lets you prepare others for your absence. Sudden knowledge must be overwhelming when you're barely old enough to understand it. I had years to train my successor and strengthen Jerusalem's defenses. You had moments to process the fall of your house and the rise of your empire. How do you make good decisions when everything changes at once?
You learn to trust the visions even when they seem impossible. I saw myself leading Fremen into battle before I'd ever met one. Saw the jihad that would consume the galaxy in my name. Your future was simpler, hold Jerusalem or lose it. My future branched into thousands of possibilities, most ending in extinction for our species.
Simple doesn't mean easy. Saladin had larger armies, better supplies, and unified command. I had divided Christian forces, political intrigue from supposed allies, and a body that weakened with each campaign. Yet we fought him to a standstill for years. Sometimes determination matters more than advantages.
Determination, yes. I admire how you never surrendered despite the odds. But you fought for one city, one kingdom. I had to think about the survival of all humanity across thousands of years. The choices that save millions tomorrow might require sacrificing thousands today. Did you ever have to choose between immediate mercy and long-term survival?
Every time I showed mercy to captured Muslims, my own knights questioned whether I was too soft. Every time I negotiated truces, nobles accused me of weakness. Yet mercy often prevented larger conflicts. When you chose the golden path, did anyone dare question your judgment, or had you moved beyond needing advice?
My sister Alia questioned everything until the day she tried to kill me. Stilgar argued with my decisions until he realized I was no longer the boy he'd taught desert ways. Power isolates you from honest counsel. Everyone becomes either a worshiper or an enemy. At least your knights could still disagree with you openly.
Open disagreement has value when you can still be wrong about things. My knights saved me from several poor decisions through their objections. Your prescience made you right too often for anyone to challenge effectively. How do you stay grounded when you can see consequences others can't imagine?
You don't stay grounded. You accept that leadership sometimes means becoming something others can't understand. I watched my beloved Chani die in childbirth while I was trapped by imperial duties on another world. Could have been there, should have been there, but the golden path required sacrifices from everyone, even me.
Missing the death of someone you love for politics, that's a special kind of torment. I chose never to marry partly because I couldn't bear to put a woman through watching me deteriorate. Your Chani chose to love a man who belonged to the universe first.
Neither decision protected anyone. Your unmarried state left Jerusalem without clear succession, leading to the chaos that destroyed everything you built. My absence from Chani's deathbed created resentment among the Fremen that lasted generations. Personal sacrifice for political necessity rarely achieves what we hope it will.
Perhaps that's the trap of leadership, thinking our personal sacrifices automatically make the world better. I sacrificed my health, my happiness, my future for Jerusalem. You sacrificed your humanity, your relationships, your peace of mind for the galaxy. Yet both our empires fell apart after we were gone.
My empire was meant to fall apart. The scattering that followed spread humanity so far across space that no disaster could destroy us all. Your Jerusalem fell because Guy de Lusignan was an incompetent fool who undid years of careful work. Sometimes failure is planned, sometimes it's just failure.
Planned failure sounds like an excuse for not building something durable. If your empire had to collapse to serve its purpose, why build an empire at all? Why not just encourage exploration and settlement without the conquest and bloodshed? The Freeman could have spread across the stars without the jihad.
Because humans are lazy. Without pressure, they remain comfortable and stagnant. The jihad forced change through violence, because gentle persuasion would have taken centuries we didn't have. I saw the futures where humanity died from its own complacency. Sometimes you have to break things to save them.
Breaking things to save them is what tyrants say to justify their cruelty. I never had to destroy Jerusalem to protect it. Worked within existing structures, improved what could be improved, defended what needed defending. Your solution to stagnation was 60 billion deaths. Mine was better leadership.
Better leadership of one small kingdom for 20 years. I guided an interstellar empire for longer than you lived. Scale changes everything about what leadership requires. Your methods worked for Jerusalem, but would have failed across 1,000 worlds with different cultures, different needs, different threats.
Scale is just an excuse for abandoning principles that actually matter. Whether you rule one city or 1,000 worlds, people deserve leaders who remember they're still people. You forgot that somewhere between seeing the future and controlling it. That's why you ended up alone in the desert, and I died surrounded by those who loved me.
You're right about the loneliness. I chose the path that saved our species, but cost me everything that made life worth living. Your way preserved what mattered most. The connections between people, the loyalty earned through shared struggle. Perhaps that's worth more than any empire I could build.
Your sacrifice was necessary in ways I'll never understand. You carried a burden across time and space that would have crushed any normal ruler. I only had to hold one kingdom for one lifetime. We both did what we thought was right with the knowledge we had. In the end, that's all any king can do.